We absolutely love these front runner expander camping chairs. They're perfect for what we need. They fold up nice and compact, so they fit in the vehicles really well. They are great around the campfire, and they sit upright and at the right height so that we can sit at a table and eat dinner. So perfect fit for us with the overlanding needs that we have. We have noticed as of late that they're getting hard to fold. And as I took a closer look at it, I realized that the hardware is damaged and breaking apart. So on closer inspection, I noticed that the stops are breaking and the slider sleeves are coming apart. So every once in a while, the sleeve comes out and you gotta fish it back in to get the chair closed. And sometimes the stop doesn't align and it jams up. You just can't get it closed back up. Since the chair is a little bit on the pricey side and we sure aren't getting rid of them and we don't really want to buy some new ones, I did a little bit of looking around, and once you have it, Front Runner has a rebuild kit for these chairs. So it's just a question of freshening it up and we should be back in business. So pretty much all you need is a Phillips screwdriver to take it apart and put all the new parts in, except there is a rivet in the middle, and that one's gonna be a little bit problematic. So let's see what we can do to fix this up. So first thing to do is to take the chair apart. Pay attention to the rounded part of the leg. You have a squared 90-degree at this end. That's the back side of the chair, and the rounded part is at the front of the chair. As long as you keep that in mind, going back together is not an issue. First thing we're gonna do is remove the stops. And of course it's just spinning inside because it's broken. Needle nose vice grips will do the trick here. And we can remove the broken piece. Flip it over, do the other side. And that allows us to collapse the chair. And we can remove the stops. All we have to do is remove the screw, which allows the lock to come apart. Press the lock tab on the side, pull the stop out. This tab and button locks into the hole and locates it. And after the stops are removed, we can slide the chair apart. Now the tricky part is getting the rivet out. Typically a rivet, I've taken a drill and cut the top of the head of the rivet off. In this case it's not working, it's spinning. So the best thing that I found is to carefully grind the head of the rivet off, and then it just comes apart. And once that is done, with a punch and a hammer, I can just separate it. Don't lose the washer, we want to reuse that. Push the rivet through. And we can remove the broken parts. So these are actually intact and not broken yet. This one's bent pretty good, and this one is bending and fracturing, so they wouldn't be lasting very long. Once we have the chair apart, we can replace the sliders, and what I found best with those is to just grab them with some pliers where they are split, give them a twist, and pull them out. Then the new sliders go in. There's an indexing tab, so you want to locate that, and it goes in the groove right at the top. Like so. And 3 more. Find the tab. And place just like that. The stops go back to back like so. Slide the rivet in the hole that is closest to the bushing. One stop like so. The other stop behind it so that they are opposing each other as such. We'll do the same on the other side. Assemble it so the rivet goes through the hole on both sides. And now for the fun part is putting that rivet together. What I think is going to work best for me is an air hammer with a chisel point. Rounded, kind of blunt chisel point, I think will work good to expand that rivet in place, and I can probably finish it off with a hammer. So this can be done by hand, but I happen to have an air hammer, so that's what I'll be using. The trick will be to balance this on the punch so that the head of the rivet is supported. Small washer in place. Now carefully I can expand the rivet head. Flatten the rest with a hammer, and this turned out pretty good. Let's do the other side. And you don't want to pinch the rivet too tight. You want to make sure that it moves freely. And it allows the slide stops to rotate in the tube. And there you go, now we're hinged back together. Now it's just a question of reassembling the chair. So remembering that the 90 degree is the back of the chair, we can slide the upper part of the chair back in. And there's our seat back. Put one side in the slides, the other side in. Sliding one side back down. We can install our new stops. The pin, the release pin on the side goes in the hole, and lock screw back in. And then the other side can be lowered, and the other two stops go in. Slide the two sides to the uppermost portion, and then we can lock our slide stop back into place. We need to align the stop in place. I've had those screws come loose before, so I've used Loctite in the past, and I'm going to do that again, just to make sure they don't loosen up. There's one, and of course there's three more. And all that's left now is to replace the armrest end caps. To be honest, I don't know if that's necessary. The two that I've looked at already were just fine. So we'll check this one as well. Yeah, it's just fine, but we'll put the new one on anyway. We're here. And that's it, one reconditioned chair. Folds just beautiful now. Another 5 years of use. And we're back in business. Now we just gotta go camping again.